The conduct displayed last Tuesday was absolutely unacceptable. The member, the leader of the opposition who led the stand-up, and the opposition, absolutely unacceptable.
The Speaker made a ruling to spoke. None of us can respond to what the Speaker says.
I am willing to cooperate with anyone who is willing to treat me as a human being.
You're talking nonsense. You know better than that. Fit, shut your mouth.
The drama continued in the Jamaican parliament today. Now, if you've been following this channel, you would be aware that an MP was recently suspended after lifting a very sacred symbol of authority, the mace. And after refusing to accept the suspension, this led to a standoff in the House and an eventual walkout of the entire opposition. That moment went viral in the country as people gave varying opinions, but most were calling for better conduct of the leaders who were representing the country at the highest level. Now, this week, the Speaker returned with a very serious and solemn statement, telling MPs to be respectful, saying that she's been the subject of much disrespect by members of the opposition, and calling for all leaders to elevate their behavior to a status that is worthy of emulation by children and ordinary citizens. Take a listen to what she said.
The center of our focus should be whether we are prepared to conduct ourselves with discipline and regard for rules. We, as a parliament, cannot promote indiscipline, misconduct, and then require discipline of Jamaicans from all walks of life, including our children. I am of the view that the majority of members of both sides of the House conduct themselves appropriately and with discipline. The majority. However, I note attempts by a few to subject the office of the Speaker of the House to ridicule and to be generally undisciplined. In the spirit of proceeding with the business of the House, I have many times in the past ignored personal disrespect from a few members of the opposition, including derogatory, subtle references, slurs, and disrespectful posturing. However, let me clearly indicate today that my resolve to ensure discipline prevails in the House of Representatives is unshaken and will never be deterred. I will not be discouraged by any public sentiment, any public commentary, or personal attack from ensuring that a legacy of discipline prevails in the Parliament of Jamaica. This was not the first occasion on which the conduct of this nature has tested the authority of the chair by the same member. On or around March 5, 2026, the member rose from her seat and boisterously declared that you want me to behave like a virago, me I go behave like a virago, end quote. Restraint was exercised in the hope that the matter would not be repeated. No action was taken. But restraint must never be mistaken for permission. Patience must never be mistaken for weakness. And silence must never be mistaken for acceptance. The conduct displayed last Tuesday was absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable by the member, the leader of the opposition who led the stand-up, and the opposition.
Now, after the Speaker made her very passionate statement, one opposition MP, Philip Paulwell, rose as if he wanted to rebut what the Speaker had said. But the big bad Everett Warmington entered the chat and he shut down the attempt of the opposition to rebut what the Speaker was saying. And if you know anything about St. Catherine Southwestern MP Everett Warmington, you would know that he is a stickler for the standing orders and he is no respecter of parties. He has been known to blast members of the government, the opposition, and anyone who comes against the rules and the standing orders of the Parliament. Take a listen to what he said.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker earlier made a very substantive statement, and I think it does require the kind of reflection that she has indicated. Madam, Mr. Speaker, a point of order.
Point of order. The Speaker makes a statement. Then none of us can respond to a ruling or statement. You don't. You are here long enough. You know better than that. Not because you're getting hold on crupulix. You know better than that. You! No, Mr. Speaker, the Speaker made a ruling to spoke. None of us can respond to what the Speaker says. You find some other agenda item to say. Fit, shut your mouth. You know you're talking nonsense. You know better than that. Mr. Speaker, that said, she made a statement. The member knows better than that. You can't respond to the Speaker's statement. There's another. You can find an item to respond, but you can't respond to a Speaker's statement. You cannot.
No, after all of that, I thought that the MP that was suspended for lifting the parliamentary mace would return with an apology. But, like the Speaker of the House, she returned and doubled down on her actions. She said she would not be silenced, that she deserves to be respected, and she said the Speaker has been treating parliamentarians like children for some time now. Take a listen to what Angela Brownberg said to the Speaker of the House.
Many of us who are sitting in these hallowed chambers, in this house, are only here because there were individuals who dared to buck the system. Because there were individuals who said, I will not be treated as a non-entity. Because there were individuals who said, you cannot strip me of my dignity and my integrity. I believe that those of us who have the privilege to be sent in this house deserve to present to the people of Jamaica the same courage of our ancestors. We cannot sit in the chambers and be treated like children. We cannot sit in the chambers where persons use the bully pulpit to say just about anything they want, and we have to sit silently. As educators, we know that we teach children differently from adults. We talk about pedagogy and andragogy. Because adults are self-directed learners. Because adults want their experiences to be validated in how we deal with them. This is no different in the chamber. No one gets to come into the chamber, regardless of who you are, to pontificate and to scold the rest of us without taking responsibility for your own lack of decorum and disrespectful behavior. This, for me, is fundamental. It is about who we are, and it is about our identity. I say to my boys, I say to my nieces, when you are in a relationship, allow no one to strip you of your dignity. Allow no one to make you feel as if you are not worthy. I am duty-bound, therefore, to live what I preach and to be an example to those that I have been saying, do not allow others to trample over you. I am very clear in my mind that every action has consequences. We are leaders. Choice making is what we do every day. We take decisions and we bear the consequences. And so I say to this august body and to my colleagues, I am willing to cooperate with anyone who is willing to treat me as a human being. I am willing to play my part. Granted, I have never been a submissive female. It's too late for me to be that now. It's too late for me to be that now. So you will not get a submissive Angela in the chambers. No. However, I respect my colleagues. But there's a line I draw. If I come before you and every day you disrespect me, that's right. Them say one day the bucket bottom of a drop out. And when it drops out, and I stand here today very, very clear, when it drops out, those who have the authority to punish, go ahead. Go ahead. History will absolve. I do it not just for myself. I do it for those others who will come behind us and will remember that in this house we are all to be treated equally. That in this house, when we have certain positions, we put aside our political partisanship. And if we can't, we step aside from the position that defines it. And so, I am very clear. I have dropped a lot of what I had prepared to speak today because I believe that this is important. I believe this goes to the heart of our democracy. Democracy is not just about you wielding a sword. It is also about how you reach across the aisle and make accommodations and come to decisions to the benefit of all. I am tired of sitting here, pressing my mic, asking to say something, and you don't have even the decency of listening and then saying no. None of us here, none is clairvoyant. Right. None of you live in my head. Right. And therefore, even though you think you know me well, you do not know what I am going to say when I press my mic. Yes. Give me the courtesy. Accord me the respect as an elected member of this house to be heard. You then have the opportunity to determine whether it is okay or not for me to go ahead. I stand here as a representative of the people of Southwest St. Andrews. from the traditions of Portia Lucretia Simpson. I come from Vincent Brown, who is still alive at 100 and would rue the day if he saw me in a position where I sat quietly and took disrespect. Never, never. And so I'm hoping, as I close, that this will be a moment on which we reflect, all of us, not just some, so that we leave the lack of decorum, whether it's from that chair or otherwise. We leave the disrespectful behavior, whether it is from the speaker's chair or otherwise. The rabid partisanship, whether it is from the speaker's chair or otherwise. It is one thing to say it and you're not mic'd, but when you stand to speak and to represent, then you have to draw the line somewhere. I am hoping that this will lead to a new day in the Parliament. I want to see it, because I would like to be able to sit comfortably, to banter with my colleagues here and on the other side, to disagree with a laughter still on my face, and to agree respectfully, and to agree when that is what it requires. Thank you.
Yes, guys, it was a bag of drama in the Jamaican Parliament this week. But take to the comments and let me know what you think about this. Is the Speaker right for demanding respect and adherence to the standing orders? Do you think that the Speaker is too strict and that she is disrespecting members of the House? Or do you agree with the position of the opposition? Let me know in the comments.